Canis lupus has 40 subspecies currently described, including the dingo, Canis lupus dingo, and the domestic dog, Canis lupus familiaris, and many subspecies of wolf throughout the Northern Hemisphere. The nominate subspecies is Canis lupus lupus. Canis lupus is assessed as least concern by the IUCN, as its relatively widespread range and stable population trend mean that the species, at global level, does not meet, or nearly meet, any of the criteria for the threatened categories. However, some local populations are classified as endangered, and some subspecies are endangered or extinct. Biological taxonomy is not fixed, and placement of taxa is reviewed as a result of new research. The current categorization of subspecies of Canis lupus is shown below. Also included are synonyms, which are now discarded duplicate or incorrect namings, or in the case of the domestic dog synonyms, old taxa referring to subspecies of domestic dog which, when the dog was declared a subspecies itself, had nowhere else to go. Common names are given but may vary, as they have no set meaning. Geographical variations. Wolves show a great deal of polymorphism geographically, though they can interbreed. The Zoological Gardens of London, for example, once successfully managed to mate a male European wolf to an Indian female, resulting in a pup bearing an almost exact likeness to its sire. Europe European wolves tend to have fur with less soft wool intermixed than American wolves. Their heads are narrower, their ears longer, higher placed and somewhat closer to each other. Their loins are more slender, their legs longer, their feet narrower, and their tails more thinly clothed with fur. Pelt color in European wolves ranges from white, cream, red, gray and black, sometimes with all colors combined. Wolves in Central Europe tend to be more richly colored than those in Northern Europe. Eastern European wolves tend to be shorter and more heavily built than Northern Russian ones. North America North American wolves are generally the same size as European wolves, but have shorter legs, larger, rounder heads, broader, more obtuse muzzles, and a sensible depression at the union of nose and forehead, which is more arched and broad. Their ears are shorter and have a more conical form. They typically lack the black mark on the forelegs, as is the case in European races. They have long and comparatively fine fur, mixed with a shorter woolly hair, and are more robust. Fur color in American wolves ranges from white, black, red, yellow, brown, gray, and grizzled skins, and others representing every shade between, although usually each locality has its prevailing tint. There are pronounced differences in North American wolves of different localities. Wolves from Texas and New Mexico are comparatively slim animals with small teeth. Mexican wolves in particular resemble some European wolves in stature, though their heads are usually broader, their necks thicker, their ears longer and their tails shorter. Wolves of the central and northern chains of the Rocky Mountains and coastal ranges are more formidable animals than the more southern plains wolves, and resemble Russian and Scandinavian wolves in size and proportions. List of subspecies. Canis lupus subspecies subspecies as of 2005. Disputed subspecies and species Two subspecies not mentioned in the list above are the Italian wolf and the Iberian wolf. The wolves of the Apennine and Iberian peninsulas have morphologically distinct features from other Eurasian wolves and each are considered by their researchers to represent their own subspecies. In 2004, the genetic distinction of the Italian wolf subspecies was supported by analysis which consistently assigned all the wolf genotypes of a sample in Italy to a single group. This population also showed a unique mitochondrial DNA control region haplotype, the absence of private alleles and lower heterozygosity at microsatellite loci, as compared to other wolf populations. In 2010, a genetic analysis indicated that the single Apennine wolf haplotype, and one of the two Iberian haplotypes, belonged to the same haplogroup as the prehistoric wolves of Europe. The taxonomic reference Mammal Species of the World does not recognize Canis lupus signatus nor Canis lupus italicus, however NCBI GenBank does list Canis lupus signatus and publishes research papers under that name Canis lupus italicus. In 2007, genetic research indicated that two haplotypes of the Indian wolf populations located in the Indian subcontinent may represent a distinct species. Similar results were obtained for the Himalayan wolf, which is traditionally placed under the Tibetan wolf. A call for more fieldwork has been made. The taxonomic reference Mammal Species of the World does not recognize Canis himalayensis nor Canis indica, however NCBI GenBank does list Canis lupus himalayensis and Canis lupus indica. The red wolf is listed above, despite being considered a distinct species by many other authorities, including the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the main government authority of red wolves. Some studies have concluded that red wolves, along with eastern wolves, evolved in North America between 150,000 and 300,000 years ago independent from gray wolves in Eurasia. The taxonomic reference Mammal Species of the World does not recognize Canis rufus, however NCBI GenBank lists it. The eastern wolf is also considered a distinct species by the USFWS. However, this classification is still controversial and a review stated that it was not well supported by best available science. The taxonomic reference Mammal Species of the World does not recognize Canis licane, however NCBI GenBank lists it. As of 2005, the African wolf is listed as a subspecies of the golden jackal by the third and current edition of Mammal Species of the World. In the early 2010s research disputed this, as mtDNA of wolf-like canids in various locations in northern, western, and eastern Africa more closely resemble those of grey wolves than golden jackals. In 2015, a series of analyses on the species' mitochondrial DNA and nuclear genome indicated that it was distinct from both the golden jackal and the grey wolf, and more closely related to grey wolves and coyotes. In 2009, the Tibetan wolf was found to be genetically distinct enough to propose a separate species. In 2011, another genetic study found that the Tibetan wolf might be an archaic pedigree within the wolf subspecies, however the study defined Canis lupus laniger as the Tibetan wolf distinct from Canis lupus chanco the Mongolian wolf. In 2013, a major genetic study of dogs and wolves included the DNA sequences of two Tibetan wolves but then excluded two aberrant modern wolf sequences from this analysis since their phylogenetic positioning suggests only a distant relationship to all extant grey wolves and their taxonomic classification as a member of Canis lupus or a separate subspecies is a matter of debate. The taxonomic reference Mammal Species of the World does not recognize Canis lupus laniger. However NCBI GenBank lists it as the Tibetan wolf, and separately Canis lupus chanco as the Mongolian wolf. See also, California Wolf Center, list of gray wolf populations by country. References. External links, Canis lupus on the ITIS, Citations for Mammal Species of the World, as a PDF, Ancient Origin and Evolution of the Indian Wolf including discussion on naming. Wolf subspecies list with photos and maps, Animal Corner, UK list of wolves.